know for sure that love is really on the rise. Life's good. Life's good.
Human trafficking is a crime against humanity. It involves an act of recruiting, transporting, transferring, harboring, or receiving a person through a use of force for the purpose of exploiting them. Every year, thousands of women, men, and children fall into the hands of traffickers in their own countries and abroad. Every country in the world is affected by trafficking, whether as a country of origin, transit, or destination for victims. Child prostitution is the commercial sexual exploitation of children. The epidemic of child prostitution in America ran from 1979 through 2009. Many of the pimp trafficking cases in the media today were the result of arrests in 2008 through 2009. When children are trafficked for sexual exploitation, most if not all of them end up in prostitution. Because there is a demand and because children are cheaper to acquire and traffic than adults, the lure of greater profits motivates traffickers to carry on with their sinister deeds. Children trafficked for prostitution often end up imprisoned in rooms, watched by armed guards, starved, beaten, and raped by their own recruiters' captors. Children have to bear everything customers do to their bodies, even endure violent sex. Addiction to drugs and alcohol becomes an escape to numb the pain of physical injuries inflicted by repeated and forced sex, and to crush the feelings of nausea from the forced intake of body parts and secretions. The labeling of children as prostitutes is regarded as an injustice to the children, as it reinforces the view of children as sex offenders rather than as victims of sexual abuse. As the only United Nations entity focusing on the criminal justice element of these crimes, the work that UNODC does to combat human trafficking and the smuggling of migrants is undermined by the United Nations Convention on Transnational Organized Crime and its protocols on trafficking in persons and migrant smuggling, international action against trafficking in women and children. The first UN treaty to denounce trafficking in persons was the 1949 Convention on the Suppression of Traffic in Persons and the Exploitation of the Prostitution of Others. Under this treaty, nations agreed to punish traffickers and illegal brothel owners or their accomplices. They also pledged to protect and safely repatriate trafficking victims. Within the United Nations system, the United Nations Children's Fund, the United Nations Development Program, the United Nations Development Fund for Women, and the World Health Organization have also worked against trafficking and prostitution in their programs.